knew that I wanted my first album to be a little more serious. I didn't want to come out with a bunch of light, fluty things. I would say that that's not necessarily my personality. It's something I do, but as far as who I am, I like to do things that are a little bit more serious and dark and passionate. When I first picked up the flute and I heard the sound I was able to make just naturally, I realized that, okay, I have a sound, and I'm familiar with musicians that have sort of a signature sound, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna develop this as much as I can. I went to a music festival called Hartwick. It was maybe the first time I played Tchaikovsky Violin Concerto. Aaron Rosanne was playing, and I was like 16, and he came up to me after the rehearsal and he said, "You have the most beautiful sound I've ever heard. You have to audition for Curtis." We spent a lot of time on the Copeland in the recordings because it is incredibly intricate, and I think the last movement, we at least spent 2 hours on just the last movement because we wanted every single eighth note, every single offbeat to be perfectly lined up.
You know, he's so clear about what he wants, and it's really on the performer to just do exactly what he says. And there's almost no limit to that when you look at how detailed he writes. So, you know, that's how it works with him, and I think that's what we should.
And there's a huge variety in this piece, in the Copeland duo. There's a huge range. So a lot of the slow movements and the slower, softer areas of the piece are very open. It's just space. That's really hard to create. And then you have that contrasted with the extremely rhythmic, kind of disjunct third movement. And we wanted to really show the contrast. So in order to really get that, it takes a little more effort. And also, I wanted to record the Copeland because for me as a performer, I was never happy with how I performed it. So I'm always trying to prove to myself that I can do something better. I know John was also very concerned about the Martin. He had played it, which is probably why you were like, I don't know, we got to spend more time on this. And I was like, oh, we got it. I know that one. And I think you were really happy with how quickly we got that.
That was a wonderful surprise. You know, it's the sort of piece that it can go many different ways. And there are precarious ways that those decisions can lead to. And I think with us, we were just on the same wavelength for a lot of that. So it came together probably one of the fastest pieces on the album.
And he has great rhythm too. So
well,
I really hope that the person who's listening to this album is able to be transported, is able to relax and go through the journey that we went through musically together.
And then take you on this wonderful ride of different, you know, tours of countries and composers' worlds. And you tap into this amazing energy and most of all fun that we had making it for you. So please enjoy.